All right, I got a discovery set in from Lorenzo Pazzaglia. After I got a hold of that Sun-gria, I want to try more from the house, the real deal. So let's just get going on this. I'll just give some quick first impressions and move pretty quick through these. All right, first up is this Black Sea. Yeah, it's kind of like a Megamar, if you smell that, which I really like. You know, it's musky, and this is, like deep stormy sea is kind of the artistic idea behind this thing. It's also reminds me of like if you mixed Bulgari Aqua Rhum, the marine version. So it exactly smells like that to me. Like if you took Megamar and Bulgari Rhum marine and mixed them together, you would get this. I like this. I don't know that I need to own this because those two kind of remind me of that. I do like this, and I like the artistry behind it. Yeah, it's a super dark sea. It's not no fresh aquatic or whatever. It's got some creamy floral notes with orange blossom, yang-ylang, kind of that tone it down a little bit. And it's got this real almost like a dark ink note mixed into it. So yeah, it's like a dirty, real aquatic sea note too. And there's a little bit hint of mint in it too. And I know I'm giving you some bright, refreshing notes, but it's definitely not a bright, refreshing fragrance at all. It's a dark marine type fragrance. I like it a lot. Probably won't buy a bottle of this though, but if you're looking for like a dark aquatic and you don't already have like a Bulgari Rhum marine or, Megamar, or if you're not a fan of Megamar, you might want to stay away from this, but it's not exactly like either of those, but it's a twist on those, and it's definitely interesting, and I appreciate the artistry that went into it. All right, the next one is Arctic Sea. So, they're going for like a frozen type of a sea there, like Arctic Ocean type of weather. And it actually does pull that off. It really pulls it off. I love the artistry, and I like how it does make you feel that way. Again, it's sort of got it in that Megamar ballpark, but not really. This one's further away from it. I haven't really smelled anything quite like this. This doesn't remind me of even if I try to combine two fragrances. So I really like this. You can tell there's a ton of notes in this thing, and it's a mass appealing with like niche artistry involved in it. So I like that. It is like a fresh of fresh air on a cold beach. It starts out to like zesty, fresh, salty, and then it becomes like a salty aquatic marine note as it dries down. Nice ambergris. They're using a real high quality ambergris, and it does give the feeling of like a cold, complex aquatic beach. Like icy even. It's really hard to describe. There's a little bit of the seaweed note in here too, and citrus like in the other one. Both of these, the artistry is done really good, and they do paint a really nice picture of what they're trying to do. This one went for the frozen aquatic, and one before this went for like, just a deep, dark, stormy, like aquatic notes. And they pulled it off in both of these. I like both of these quite a bit, actually, and I love the artistry, but this one's a little more unique to me. This one, I may end up getting a bottle at some point. This one's the more interesting one to me, but I really like both of these, and I'm really impressed with this house. 2 for 2 that are really unique scent profiles that I enjoy. All right, next up is Summer Hammer. I had to do a version of this, and really like that. One of my favorite summer fragrances, period, to wear. So I was really excited to try this version of it, and it's great. I didn't do a side-by-side, so I don't know how close the do it is, but the do is pretty close, I think. I'll have to do a side-by-side. But what I have done a side-by-side with is my Sun-gria, the one I just gotten. So I'll talk a little bit about Sun-gria on this. I won't cover it. I did a whole video on that one. And I actually do like Sun-gria a little better than this. I'm not sure I need to own this one too. I might just stick with the Dua. I'll go back to that in the summer and do a comparison. But out of the two, I prefer Sun-gria over this one, but just slightly. This is a really nice fragrance. I love this. This is great. So I just really like Sun-gria. So this is sweet, tropical, fruity, a little bit of woodiness to it. Some white florals and coconut. It gets a little powdery, marine, and musky as it dries down. A little bit of synthetic notes. Sun-gria is a little bit of synthetic notes too. So both of them have a little bit of a synthetic, flair to them. But I think that helps with performance too, the fact that they have that. But both of them are tropical vacation fragrances, and you can't go wrong with either one of these for a hot summer's day. I think they work good on a summer's night too. Just any time in the summer. 2 great fragrances by the house, and the other 2 I reviewed before these are, you could wear those more like on summer nights or in the spring, especially that Arctic one. That'd be a good spring one to me because you're kind of waiting for the thaw of summer. So yeah, great house, man. They've got a lot of real neat aquatics. There's 4 really nice ones right out of the gate. With Sun-gria is not really an aquatic one, and neither is this, but it's tropical. The other two are definitely Aquatic. So yeah, they got some summer bangers here, or spring, summer, fresh bangers. Yeah, really nice house. Good work here. Okay, conceptually, the next one, Dream Sea, is supposed to be like the sea at night. It's got a lot of vanilla, real nice vanilla note too, almost like an anise, and it's Aquatic. So it's a vanilla Aquatic. It's ozonic, some woods. It's real salty, powdery, some amber, pretty sweet, a little synthetic. Some freshness to it, some white florals. Like I said, the vanilla note is really nice in here, and there's some ambergris and white flowers, and just the vanilla is like, like an ani or something. So it's not like a gourmand type vanilla. Just kind of mixes well and kind of lightens up the Aquatic note. And I'm not sure if I picture sea at night with this. I guess I kind of can. Either way, I like the idea here, and I do like this fragrance. This is another nice one. This would probably be my last pick out of the one so far, but this is one I could still own a full bottle of. That's how much I like it. So this house is off to a really nice start here. I'm loving this house, and this is still a really nice one that I like. But like I said, all the ones I've talked about prior to this, I probably like just a little bit more, but this is still a really nice fragrance. The next one, Van Exstasy. It's more a feminine leaning scent, but I could wear this. It is pretty feminine though. So it's gourmand, sweet, creamy, powdery, spicy. There's a bunch of different vanilla notes in this. He's got like bourbon vanilla, Tahitian vanilla, regular vanilla. There's a caramel note you can pick up. It's pretty nice. And at the base, there's some tonka bean, vanilla, and oud. Well, there's vanilla throughout it, but when it really does get into the dry down, you can pick up just a little bit of the caramel and the oud, and it kind of makes it smell chocolatey a little bit. But it's mainly a vanilla bomb right out of the gate. I like it. The vanilla seems real high quality to me. It's just a caramel, chocolate, like gourmand fragrance, a little bit earthy and spicy as it dries down. Just warm and cozy. A good winter vanilla scent to me. Yeah, I'd say if you're into these kind of scents and you're a female, I would definitely look at this. From a male perspective, I'm going to guess most males don't really want to smell like this. I could do it. I mean, I wouldn't buy a bottle of this, but if somebody gave me a bottle, I would wear it. But if you're a female and you want a scent profile like this, a vanilla gourmand type scent, this is a really nice one. They did a good job on this. It's called Esco Pazzo, and I think that means I go crazy. So this one's kind of hard to explain and get my head wrapped around when I first tried it, but it's really good. Another example of like high-end perfumery going on here. So I guess there's 50 raw materials in this thing. So you tried to go with like a modern fougere with oriental nuances, and I guess there's like 50 raw materials in this thing. There's not that many notes listed, but that's what I've been reading about this thing, because I was having a hard time even coming up with my thoughts on this thing. So it's sort of fruity and woody, aromatic, spicy. It starts out a lot different than it dries down. It really transitions really nice. So this is a fun one and pretty unique. It has like one of those gummy bear type of fruit scents, and then it kind of gets this spicy herbal green as it dries down. Really unique. I really enjoy wearing this fragrance, and I wore this one twice right in a row as soon as I got it or whatever, just trying to figure it out. I wore it in the day and the night. Just a tough one to put my my brain around or whatever, because I haven't quite experienced anything quite like this. It's aromatic, fresh, spicy, herbal, woody, fruity, amber sweet. It's a little animalic as it dries down too, and some citruses. So there's a lot going on with this thing. I really like what he's done here, and this is something definitely unique. It's like I said, it's like a aromatic fougere with some oriental type vibes to it, and there's a lot of fruitiness to it too, and sweet. It's kind of all over the place. I guess it took him a long while to get this formulation down and work this one, because he's going for something so unique here. And yeah, this house is really awesome. Really impressed. All right, the next one up is this Vampire Rhum. So it's a sweet gourmand. It's a little earthy, spicy, and creamy as it dries down. It's a perfect combination of vanilla, rum, and patchouli. It's a ton of vanilla. It's definitely a vanilla fragrance. Pretty unisex, probably leaning a little feminine. Great for fall and winter. It could be a sweet vanilla fragrance, and I probably wouldn't have been a big fan of it, but the dark patchouli and the booze notes keeps it interesting and just a lot better fragrance in my opinion. So yeah, if you want like a winter gourmand from this house and you like vanilla, this would be one I'd consider. It's really well done. nicely blended. And like I said, a perfect mix of some dark notes with the vanilla. All right, the next one up is Evil Angel. And I'll just start with, I'm buying this one. Maybe today. Maybe I might wait till Black Friday, which is, recording this, we're only about a week or so away from that. So yeah, that's how much I like this one. So it's sweet, fruity, green, spicy, woody. Pretty nice. You could wear this in the summer. It probably works the best, but there's so many notes at the base that you can wear this in the fall and winter too. So it's almost like a 4-season fragrance. It's one of the best fresh, sweet perfumes I've ever smelled, and it opens up really nice. But when you get to the dry down, it really gets insane. Some people compare it to a Initio side effect on the dry down. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not getting that quite very close to that, but I could see what they're saying, but that's a reach. It's tropical and complex, and it really transitions really nice. It goes through several different phases. I like every phase of it. So like I said, it's just so versatile. Wear it for so many seasons, different events, and the quality is here. Love it. I'm buying this one. Definitely check this one out. Get a decant or something. All these that I'm saying are great. This whole house is great. Don't buy any of them. Never buy anything, I'm saying. Always get a decant, because just because I like it doesn't mean you would. And most of these fragrances, you don't need to buy any of them. You can just listen to this as entertainment. There's no reason to buy all these fragrances or do this crazy stuff I'm doing. But this is one I'm buying. All right, the next one is Extreme Passion. And it's a fresh and juicy, tropical, fruity type opening. And then it kind of goes into like a fruity floral, like summer fragrance. And then it's kind of like a resinous, woody base as it dries down more. It reminds me a little bit of Tiziano Terenzi's Kirke, and it also has a little bit of a Herba Pura vibe to it. Definitely leans feminine, but I could wear this easily. And I like it, but it's close to those scent profiles, so, you know, nothing to get too excited about. I've smelled this before, but I could buy this, and every one of these that I've sampled so far, I could see owning a bottle, but I'm not going to buy all these or whatever. So yeah, this house is kills it or whatever. But I even like this one, but this is one I probably won't buy because I've got Herba Pura and Kirke, and I don't know, it's kind of like those two, but I do like this. It's definitely not exactly like those two, a twist on both those, but it's a really nice fragrance. The quality is good, and on all these, I haven't mentioned this too much, but the performance on all these are pretty much nuclear, every one of these. So I probably should have mentioned that a little bit more. And most of these are like fruity gourmand type fragrances. Really, that's what this house does, and I guess I like those. And the quality on every one of these is great, and they're all kind of unisex too. Whatever, there's none that's too masculine or too feminine. A couple of them maybe, but for the most part, they're all pretty unisex. Next one up is Cherry Ink. It's a little bit like Tom Ford Lost Cherry, but much darker. Just like the name implies, it's got a real nice ink note mixed to kind of darken it up. So it's fruity, sweet, spicy, woody, definitely a gourmand. Yeah, I like this thing. It's not like a synthetic cherry either. It's not real fruity either. It's sort of like a leathery cherry. Cherry, rum, and ink. I get a little bit of a boozy note, and yeah, that's what I would say. It's boozy rum and a nice ink note mixed with the cherry to kind of make it not just so sweet and gourmand. It probably leans feminine just because it's a sweet cherry scent, but I like it. Another one well done. This would be another one I would even consider buying. Like every one of these I could own. I'm not as into cherry fragrances as I used to be, but this one here is one of the nicer ones I've smelled in a while. All right, so Lorenzo Pazzaglia, he's a chef too. So he's been a chef for a while. Yeah, this is a newer thing to him, and he came up with the idea to come up with a fragrance of one of his dishes, carbonara, which is a pasta dish. So great idea here. And I thought that was kind of a weird idea, and I wasn't sure how it was going to come out, but it actually does smell a lot like a Italian pasta dish. A carbonara is. It's got warm spices. It's got creamy coconut and sweet vanilla in it. But there's all this black pepper and these spices at the top. It kind of give you like a sort of a food dish type thing. But it's got some other creamy, woody, gourmand notes. To kind of round out the spices and make it more of a fragrance, because I guess it would be like spice bomb or something if you just kept it real spicy. So it's real peppery when you first spray it. And then after that, the vanilla and some of the warm with the amber and the slight woods come in, and it just dries down real nice. And it does give you a pasta dish type feel to it. So this one probably leans masculine to me, but I don't know that I would wear this one a lot, but this would be a good fall and winter food dish. Like if you're going to a pasta restaurant out for dinner, this would be perfect. But I'm not sure how often I'd wear this, but the artistry and the creativity that went into this is pretty cool. And I like the idea that he's a chef as well. So, you know, obviously your smell and your taste are, you know, those two things work hand in hand together. So I really like the idea that, you know, he does both. All right, really impressed with this house. This house is moved up in my top 5 houses or 6 houses that I'm intrigued by right now. Maybe might not all time 5, but for right now, it's one of the top houses I'm intrigued by. I'm gonna try several more from this house, do a little research, and yeah, really like what they're doing. So if you make this far, like, subscribe, and comment. It helps my algorithm, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch.